All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Module 1. And in this video, I wanted to just give you a little bit of an overview of what to expect with each one of these modules. So this video may be a little bit longer than the others, just so I can go over and show you a few things. All right, so let's just start out right at the top. So Module 1, we're getting started with access, and for this particular one, obviously you have the video here that you're watching now, and then I put these two things in here that come directly to me from the publisher. So one of them is the PowerPoint, one of them is the instructor's manual, and I just go ahead and post both of those. Sometimes I'll make changes to things or add things. Sometimes I take things out if I think it's just a waste of your time. And I find that some students like seeing these two things. And the instructor's manual gives you a few extra little hints about things and other little practice things. But I don't know. I find that some students really, really like them, and some students won't open any of them for the whole term. So that's kind of up to you. So you might at least try, open one and just check it out for this first module. The other thing that I like to post is, or make available is a little peer help forum. So in these courses, you won't have discussions like you do, maybe in other online classes. It's all activity based. But I like to include a little peer help forum because if you have a question and you're like, man, I don't know what to do here. Go ahead and post a question to this discussion, to this forum, and I encourage you, if you see something come up in here and you know how to answer it, go ahead and answer it. And the reason why I do this, I started doing this years ago, and it seems to work well so that if you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning and working, and somebody else happens to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning and they see the question come through and they can answer it, great, and the problem solved right away. But a lot of times I'll see questions answered before maybe I wake up the next morning and see them posted. So anyway, so send me a message for sure, but you can also post things to the help forums. All right, so that's what that's there for. As far as the assignments, you will see three types. So let me scroll down here a little bit. You'll see three different types. There are the chapter tutorials, and there's a file that goes with them. There are things called independent challenges. And then there is a visual workshop. And so each one of these, modules, I'll say chapter, but they call them modules. It's just a chapter, right? But each one of these will have each week you'll have these three things assigned. So the independent challenges I mix up. Sometimes I like the second one better or the fourth one better or whatever. For this particular module, I happen to like the third one best. So there's that. The visual workshops, there's only one. It's typically the last page in the chapter. And then the chapter tutorial is the file that goes along with the chapter as you're working through it. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show you. When you click on this, it'll pop up and look like this. So for the chapter tutorial, it kind of says, okay, here are the page numbers here, and you've got to download this particular file. And to get to that file, let me go back over here. Here's the file right here. So if you click on that, it will open up and look like this. So you can go ahead and download the file. And you can right click and save it, or just click it however you want to do it. Doesn't really matter. It just goes to your downloads if you go that way. Or you can right click and save as and save it wherever you'd like. So anyway, so there's that. And each one of these assignments will have their own file to go with it. So same thing like right here, the independent challenge 3, here's the file that goes with it. The visual workshop, here's the file that goes with it. Okay, so each one of those activities, you'll see it, as you look through this on your own, you'll see that you're supposed to use that file to walk through, and they'll have you do different things throughout the chapter while they're showing you, oh, this is how you do this particular feature. And so you'll go ahead and do that with your file. This is your chance to kind of play around with Access as you're learning it. Okay, so we've got this, and you'll notice I put this little note in here. The book is designed to lay flat, so hopefully you have space that you can do that. The even numbered pages have all the typed instruction, and the odd numbers have the illustration screenshots to help you see what's going on. All right, so we've got that. Excuse me, you've got that available to you. So don't forget, open the book flat. It really helps that way, I think, to be able to let you see the whole thing. All right, so you're going to download this file. We're going to go ahead and take a look back here. So here's the file again. And when you're done with your activities for the chapter, you'll get done to the end. It's going to say, okay, go ahead and save this file. And then you're going to submit that file back in this particular assignment sheet or assignment page. So your screen will look a little bit different than mine, but you'll have an option that says like upload a file, submit an assignment, whatever it might say in there, and you'll upload your file that way. And then I'll grade it. I actually open the files, I'll look at them, and then grade them, and I'll make little comments in the grade book if anything, see any changes or anything that's good or bad or whatever. So anyway, you'll see how it works. All right, and then these two will be the same thing. So independent challenge 3, file that goes with it, and same deal here. When you click on that, it comes in here, says, okay, go ahead and work through. This is on page 24 of this particular one. Once you download this file, once you've completed it, submit it back to the little assignment box. Okay, and then the same thing for the visual workshop. Same deal. Gives you the page number, tells you where to go, and you will be good to go. All right, so those are your main activities for the chapter. As I mentioned, this is your chapter tutorial one is that your chance to play around a little bit in there. Make sure that you understand what they're trying to teach you as far as features, that you know how to do everything. But this is your chance to kind of mess around a little bit. I don't grade these like super harsh if you don't do exactly what they say, but you need to just make sure you understand what they're talking about and that you can do what they ask. But maybe you decide to play around a little bit and do some other things, whatever. That's kind of up to you in there. Don't get too carried away with it, but anyway, so that's that. These I will grade the independent challenges and the visual workshops. I'll grade them just how you'll see the examples in the book, and so make sure you're following the instructions exactly for these. Okay. The last thing you'll see in each one of these modules is a quiz that goes along with the chapter. So the chapter quizzes, they are not timed. They're open book. So, resources that are available to you, go ahead and use them. I just want you to kind of walk through it. It's not, I mean, I call them a quiz. It's really, I don't know. It's just a little helper, I guess would call it more than a traditional quiz where you have to memorize stuff and, regurgitate it all out. I just want to see that you can find the answers to the things that they're asking in there. Okay. So that's that. The other thing that you'll see, other than the video kind of up here, you'll also see some other videos. Now, not every module has videos or has extra little videos that I put in there. This first module does, and these are very good videos. Do not skip them. Okay, so I tend to talk fast, so remember you can always pause it and back it up a little bit with YouTube. I would suggest your very first thing before you do any of this stuff in here is go ahead and watch this access overview video. It's around 10 minutes or so. I think the creating relationships is around 12. The already in use there is about 3 minutes. Okay, so when you're checking out the access overview video, start there. And then once you've watched that video, it gives you a little bit of an overview of what to expect for using Microsoft Access. Then go ahead and start through the book or have the book open maybe and follow along with the video, and that'll give you I don't know, just an intro into Access. So I think that'll help you watching the video versus just reading through the book. Okay, and then creating relationships, because that is really it's the most important concept in with using databases. So the book does a good job of describing it and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's easier when you can see it. So I'll walk through on the screen with an open database and show you some different things and how they work and all of that. So, and you may need to back it up a little bit and watch it a couple times or whatever. That's what the videos are for. So take your time with these and definitely check those out. The already in use error, this is an error that you will see. It's very, very common. I do it all the time to myself. So it has to do with having things open and then you're trying to make a change to them in a different tab, and the video shows you exactly what that is, so that when you get that error, you don't go, oh man, I have no idea what to do. Like what's going on? So anyway, so there's that. So there's a few extra videos in here this week, but it's just because we're getting started. So this one will take you a little bit more time to get through this stuff. All right, so hopefully by the time you get through the chapter, walk through these things, you'll have a good start into Microsoft Access. All right, so if you have any questions along the way, or you're curious about some of this kind of stuff, or have any questions from the videos or those kinds of things, go ahead and send me a message. Remember, trying to use the inbox through Canvas. That's probably the best way. Don't forget to put page numbers. So page number of where you're at in the book, assignment, number if you are having a problem with independent challenge 3, step E. Definitely include that so that I know kind of where you're stuck and maybe the problems that you're seeing in there. Okay, so have fun with Microsoft Access.